What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about current news in Norway, since Norwegian news really is not shown in the United States. I like to take some time to actually learn about some of the current news and current events going on in Norway that we really don't hear about here in the United States. So this episode will be for the third week in August, August 22nd, 2023. Let's find out what's going on in Norway right now. So I have some articles pulled up here. First, we have more rain causes more problems. That's right. Last week, I was reading about this in the Norwegian news that Norway was having a lot of issues with storms and damage and flooding. Is that still going on? This is so sad to read about, actually. Heavy rain continued over southern Norway during the weekend, setting off flooding, disrupting traffic. Yeah, we haven't heard anything about this in America, and this sounds like such a big, traumatic, horrible thing going on in Norway. My God. The cost of damage was last week's massive flooding and landslides has risen to 1 billion NOK or krone, while transport companies are losing 1 million NOK a day. Key rail lines remain closed. This is just affecting like Norway's transportation system, Norway's roads and infrastructure. This flooding is unbelievable. Man. Rivers and creeks have been raging for 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, man. Police are attributing several traffic accidents to the heavy rain. It's just flooding and raining nonstop in parts of Norway. What is causing this exactly? What kind of weather phenomenon is this? When is this gonna stop? What do we see? What else do we have here? Police closed the left lane on the E6 heading for Moss because of too much water. There's accidents, flooding causing raging rivers. Oh my goodness. Lower portions of the river Dramaselva cause more flooding. This is just affecting so much stuff. One of the biggest problems was the collapse of a key railroad bridge. Oh man, this is costing like millions and millions and millions of dollars for Norway as well. And it sounds like Norway can't even start working on the repair of all this damage because it's still happening right now. Oh my gosh. They're having to reroute traffic. Oh man. Cargo operators are seeking state compensation for rail service that's been lost. Cargo that's been slowed down. This is extremely economically challenging. NHO is demanding compensation for cargo. Oh my gosh, that is honestly sounds like a nightmare. I am very sorry to hear about that. That is a really sad bit of Norwegian news, honestly. Okay, moving on. Solberg poised to win back power. This is some kind of Norwegian politics thing. Who is Solberg? Maybe I can look this up. Here we go. Erna Solberg, member of Norwegian Parliament. She's poised to come back into power. Was she voted out or something? Erna Solberg has been Prime Minister of Norway since 2013. Leader of the Conservative Party. She's the current leader of the opposition. So she is not currently the Prime Minister. But it sounds like in this news, she is poised to possibly become Prime Minister of Norway once again. Wow, she lost the office in 2021. Okay, and leader of the Conservative Party. Got it. Solberg poised to win back power. They're not related. Just share the same name. Yeah, I was wondering, like, Solbergs? There's two of them? So not related. They're poised to prevail in Norway's upcoming local elections. So I think the Prime Minister of Norway is decided by who is the leader of the majority party. So right now, Solberg the Conservative Party is the minority party, I guess. The Conservatives' former Prime Minister, Erna Solberg, is working hard for her party's top candidate, Eric Le Solberg, seems to be succeeding. Oh, wow. Okay. And there she is. During a pride parade, trying to get Eric Le Solberg, this guy on the left, elected as the new head of Oslo's city government. Would that, make the Conservative Party the majority party? If this Solberg won, would that actually cause a new prime minister in Norway? The latest polls indicate the Conservatives or Høyre are on track to win back power from the Labour Party, both at the municipal and national levels. That is unbelievable to me. That's such a major difference from how American politics work, that the prime minister can actually change just based on local municipal levels of government having new people elected into office. If the majority party changes, and that would change based on local elections and elected officials, that changes the national government of Norway, which I think is actually a really, really cool feature of the Norwegian government, that the Norwegian government can really change at any time during these lower level elections. It can change the national government and adjust to what the majority of the people of Norway want. So that's actually really cool. In America, the president, once the president is chosen, they're the president for 4 years. End of story. There's no changing that. So it's a bit rigid of a system. The Norwegian politics and Norwegian government seems a lot more flexible, which I really like. I really like that. What else do we have here? On a local basis, 26% of those polled said they'd vote for the Conservatives when asked. Wow, so the Labour Party, we don't have a Labour Party here in America, but right now the Labour Party is in power, huh? Okay, Norwegian politics are kind of interesting. The Conservatives' former government partners, Progress and the Liberals, both gained in the new polls. Wow, if such polls prevail in Norway's local elections next month, so these elections are next month, the Conservative side will likely win power back in Oslo, Bergen, and several other municipalities, including Lillestrøm, which Labour has steered for more than 100 years. So politics are really changing in Norway. Right now, this is fascinating. Political commentators attribute this to voter dissatisfaction with Norway's current Labour center government. The Conservatives hope such anti-Labour sentiment will double the number of Conservative mayors. Double the amount of Conservative mayors in Norway, from 35 to 70. And that's why there would be a new prime minister, huh? Wow. Wow. Yeah, I'm not familiar with her. Very interesting. Labour Party admits the polls aren't looking good, but stressed that Dag Savison, that we have a very large team of competent candidates and volunteers who work hard every day and make a difference in the community. Okay. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I mean, based on this article, makes it sound like politics in Norway are very interesting right now. A lot of things are changing. Maybe the entire Prime Minister of Norway will be changing soon. Oh my God. Okay. Very interesting. We have a crisis of national dimensions. A crisis of national dimensions. After a week of extreme weather and widespread flooding in southern Norway, state officials finally announced that water levels were receding over the weekend. Thank goodness. I mean, this was 10 days ago that it looked like maybe the water levels were finally going down in Norway. But it sounds like recently it's still doing pretty bad. Still raining and flooding, unfortunately. They're worried about more rain, and damage claims keep rising. Yeah. Wow. 4,000 people under evacuation orders. Train lines shut down. Highways closed down. Wow. This is huge in Norway. Terrible. Okay. All right. Let's look at a couple more current events. Norwegian mass killer Breivik sues the state for extreme isolation. Oh my god. This guy, Anders Breivik, he's suing the Norwegian government for extreme isolation. Good! I hope he's under extreme isolation. I know Norway is known for treating its prisoners very well and having a very good prison system, but this guy does not deserve that. This guy doesn't deserve to be treated well, I think. And he's suing the state because he doesn't think he's being treated well or something. Norwegian mass killer Anders Breivik is suing the state for violating his human rights, allegedly, due to being held in extreme isolation. He filed another application for parole. He better never get parole. I think that would be a failure of the Norwegian prison system if he was ever released. He definitely needs to be in prison for the rest of his life. He killed 77 people in 2011. He's now 44. He's been in there for 12 years, which is good. Hopefully a lot longer. Serving Norway's longest sentence, 21 years. Oh man. Norway has only a 21-year maximum sentence? I really hope that can be extended. That's just disgusting if he gets released in like 10 years. That'd be an atrocity. He killed 77 people. He's suing the state because he has been in extreme isolation for 11 years. Good. And has no contact with anyone but his guards. Good. He was moved to a new prison last year. We were hoping that would be better conditions and he could meet other people. Alright, I mean, yeah. I have trouble having any sympathy for him. Last year, they rejected his parole. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'm not really sympathetic towards his comfort or him being released at all. So, I hope he's very uncomfortable and isolated and never gets out. So, oh, man. Next, we have Norway seen lifting policy rate to 4% this week. Oh, is this like interest rates? We've been raising interest rates in America as well to fight inflation. So it sounds like something similar going on in Norway. Norway's central bank is expected to raise its interest rate 25 basis points to 4% this week to curb inflation. Wow, so inflation is affecting Norway as well, huh? I wasn't sure about that. I know a lot of countries around the world are having a lot of trouble with inflation and rising costs of goods. I wasn't sure how that was affecting Norway, but they're actually trying to combat inflation by raising interest rates in Norway as well. Wow, just like the United States. Norwegian consumer prices rose 6.4%, more than 3 times the 2% goal. What do we have here? The July inflation print was online with the Norges Bank forecast and is unlikely to repeat their hawkish June mood. When opted for a 50 basis point rise, they said it's not as likely. Okay, so basically, just like the United States, it sounds like Norway is having some success combating inflation and bringing inflation down. So, that's good. Yeah, this is I'm not any kind of financial expert or anything, but it's interesting to see that kind of similarity in our economies going on. Okay. What else do we have? Norway evacuates more people from flooded areas as the rain ends. Yeah, another article about this rain and flooding. Man, this seems like the biggest story in Norway right now. Oh my god! What is going on? What is causing this? Norway faced more floods and evacuations. People having to evacuate their home to get away from this. Oh, and it's resulted from unusual weather patterns. Unusual weather patterns. What does that mean? Unusual weather patterns are causing this? Uh, Rivers have swelled to the highest level in decades. After heavy rain in Norway from unusual weather patterns? Is there any more explanation than that? Strong wind, intense rain, and landslides hit the Nordic region, knocking out power, bringing public transport to a standstill, collapsing this hydroelectric river dam. Oh my god. This is crazy. Wow. Really, my heart and sympathy goes out to Norwegians who are suffering from this. Wow. Global warming warns that atmosphere and warmer atmosphere can move more water. That's why there's a strong link between warmer climate and more precipitation. So, global warming, possibly, causing more rain, is one idea. I don't know what else could be causing this. Wow. Okay. Dang. That is sad. Norwegian river dam partly collapses. Government expects more floods. Storm continues to sweep over Nordics, causing landslides. Oh my god. Train derails, roads flood. As Sweden and Norway hit by torrential rain. Oh my god. This is terrible. Man, I'm sad to hear that this week's kind of current news and current events are a bit sad, honestly, a bit morbid. Talking about Anders Breivik and all this horrible weather. There's some interesting things going on with Norwegian politics that were kind of interesting to me, but other than that, this is all kind of sad stuff, I'm afraid to say, but nonetheless, very interesting as an American to kind of stay up to date and learn about what's going on in Norway right now. That's so fascinating because in America, we really only cover American stuff, like on the news and media. That's it. So I love getting exposed to Norway and Norwegian news as something different and that I want to stay up to date on. I think it's very good for me. So I enjoyed this, even though it was a bit sad. If you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norwegian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.